We're live!
Yay!
Yay!
Wow, you guys are excited today.
Yay! I gotta be quiet. My wife's asleep on the couch.
Good morning, everybody.
let's
go!
Oh, see? Good. Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here watching us live on Twitch. We appreciate all the support that we have here. If you are new here and want to keep up with the campaign, please drop us a follow. If you'd like to support us, there is a subscribe button. Drop your Prime, sub for some emotes, support the stream. We greatly appreciate everyone who supports the stream. If you want to keep track and interact with us when we're not on stream, hit up our Discord. The link is in the boxes below. If you can't make it to watch us live on Twitch, we have been posting our weekly shows on our YouTube. Everything we do here on stream, everything that we stream on Twitch will end up on our YouTube channel. I noticed that today that we are 100% caught up on all the videos, so thank you, Thumper, for making all that happen. Black Dragon RP on YouTube is where you can find all of our content. All of our previous D&D sessions are there, so you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and keep up to date. Episode 25 today. So 24 videos posted of just our D&D campaign. And now as part of our regular scheduled program, joining us this Tuesday for Thumper and the Moose, we are going to game by game go through the Xbox Game Pass and hope that someone from Microsoft stumbles upon our stream and sponsors us. We've been playing this game where we're space dwarfs mining in spider and alien mines, and it's actually quite fantastic. It's pretty fun.
Diggy hole.
Go ahead and check us out on Tuesdays. #ad ? # Twitch and Microsoft connection. Gates, Bezos, power couple. There you go. Recap. Last week, episode 24, the Tribus Day Deal. After Erica Arendale tips the group off to the impending incarceration of their most promising Vindex lead, Jeremiah Kobles, the team grab him and end up in the former Vindex residence of Wonderkeep. Having found a secret entrance, the group encounters a wall that simply tells them to wait. After about 30 minutes, the crew becomes restless and presses the gym to activate another door, thus complicating the next chamber. The following chamber is a crypt filled with ancient Patrium Guard, once elite soldiers of the king dressed in early Tribus-era uniforms. After lighting a primary torch, the soldiers begin to animate and attack the party, defending their home. After solving a puzzle about the sequence of lighting torches that surround the outer wall, the first torch that was attempted to light on its own before revealing another chamber. The last chamber is completely finished study with high bookshelves and a large desk. On the desk is a leather-bound portfolio that opens to reveal 2 letters from King Xavier Ortran. The first, an account from his perspective of the real Tribus Day Deal, one that reveals confrontation with a dark, shadowy woman who offered himself, King Eir, and the Ra of Ujat objects that grant immortality at the cost of 50,000 souls. King Ortran breaks his gifted item over his knee at the first chance he gets, and a powerful energy cries out and then dissipates from the item. This rejection makes Patrium a target for decades after. The shadowy woman begins slowly taking root of power in central Patrium as a result of the king's defiance. In response, King Ortran finds the relics of the Vindex and places them around Tribus in hopes that when they are needed most, heroes will arise and save the people from Tribus from the growing darkness. The second note is a list of 4 powerful items, 3 that remain hidden, and their locations that these items can be found and be used to defeat the growing evil. So that's where we're at. We are currently in this kind of study type room. Not a whole lot of details, just kind of a bunch of bookshelves. The one thing that's noticeable here is the wares of time is not affected. This seems perfectly kind of put together and kind of meticulous in the way that it's constructed. There's no wear of time in this room. It seems like everything is is almost like newly polished, and everything is nice and clean. You don't find dirt, and you don't find any kind of grime or anything in this place. You do find the leather pouch that is the leather kind of portfolio where these letters are in currently. And then along the wall, facing the desk, are 6 different tapestries. One of each of the Vindex, and then one as a large group pose. Different like rugs that have been kind of woven together and have these images clearly of the images of the individuals of the Vindex. As you kind of take the letters and the leather that holds them, you see another envelope, and this time parchment, and the outside reads, read when ready to go home. So what are you guys doing?
Despite the, I guess, the situation of being in this room, assuming Emmy specifically would be very interested in the information found in this room, Brand would take a moment to step outside of the room, I suppose, to go to the previous area where we fought the Patrium undead. And he would kind of start picking up the bodies and start piling them into a central point so that he can commence a ceremony where he can finally put their spirits to rest, and then he'll later set the bodies on fire.
I don't know if Moose knows that he is muted.
Mr. Moose?
There you go.
Let me start over. Yeah, there's definitely room in this place that you could do that. You can kind of walk back the way that you came and kind of go into this space. And the altar that was in the front is kind of turned a little bit, just slightly, so that enough where you can kind of slip through past. But it's still kind of an altar space there. So if you wanted to collect them there and do what you wanted like to do in the ceremony, that'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, Bran would like to take the time to just conduct a very short ceremony.
Dante would like to watch him.
And I think Saoirse would recognize what he was doing as he was collecting the bodies, so she would offer to give a hand in carrying them.
I'd appreciate that, Saoirse. Many thanks.
Oh, happy to help and happy to keep these guys from coming back to harass us just in case.
Okay,
The dead deserve better.
I get that. I get this. You guys are putting me to shame, aren't you? Because I just want to sit here and watch the entertainment. Fine, I'll help. Thank you, Saoirse.
Brand
You're a
is
free man,
absolutely correct.
Dante.
Brand's absolutely correct that Emmy would be, after getting all this information and having a chance to kind of absorb it, she's not purposefully per se, but perceive it how you will. She's just immediately looking at, like, it's a study, so there's books and things, and she wants to look at the tapestry. She starts making like quick sketch of the tapestries and like important items, and she's just absorbing whatever information she can get her hand on. She's avoiding the envelope that says read when ready to go home, because she is not at all ready to go home. There's way too much information here, and you probably just hear little quips from her every now and then of like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, what is that word? Oh, what is that? She's just taking a lot of notes and writing everything down that she can.
With your super passive investigation here, you get to one set of books, and there is like a old historical information that is there. Some of it makes sense to you. Some of it is old enough and foreign enough where it doesn't really connect. A lot of old Patrium history, pre-Tribus, definitely pre-Tribus by thousands and thousands of years. So you start going through some of that. You kind of wanting to take a kind of an intake of a kind of assess what else is there. What languages do you speak?
She can speak common, common, abyssal, draconic, and infernal.
Got it. Yeah, so you get to one section and you are not 100% sure. Roll me a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
Just a straight intelligence.
26.
So you can tell that this is there is one, like, there's about 6 different bookshelves here. 2 of them you can see that you've read through, you've scanned through. You can tell that it's a lot of old Patrium stuff. That's a lot of old history stuff. That's old enough that it doesn't. It's exciting to you because of your kind of want for knowledge, but you almost have a hard time placing it. It's so kind of foreign and old that it doesn't really fit into what your knowledge gaps would be. You just don't have enough to kind of put together exactly what it's going on about and what it's talking about. Some you do, some are more common or more modern, more pre-Tribus era, and you do get some information from there and kind of look through them. One whole section of two shelves. When you go to read it, you're not 100% quite sure exactly what it is, but then you start noticing symbols and things. You notice this to be celestial. There's 2 whole sections that are just celestial writings, and so you try to look at a few of those and try to come up with a little bit of information, but you don't really find a whole lot of there either, just because of the language gap. But yeah, overall, you do scan it and do find some things that are interesting, but nothing specific in nature that I could.
The celestial information, does it have anything about the celestial plane and maybe that library where you might be looking for?
Because it's written in celestial, I would say that you don't 100% sure know what it's talking about.
Okay. I feel like I should have brought in her languages instead of... I feel like her languages are very similar to each other.
If we go to hell, then your languages are perfect.
Y'all, we're taking a trip.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Camille, when you kind of look over her shoulder as she's kind of looking through some of this, and you definitely can pick up some of the titles of the names of the books. Again,
Okay.
Once you look at it, same type of information where it's old history stuff, stuff that is interesting to read, but again, it's nothing that rings bells. Nothing modern era. Nothing that was taught in schools, or nothing that was, common knowledge of old history. It's all very old and very foreign to you guys.
Okay.
Do I know, or does Emmy know that Camiel knows Celestial?
I
Has this been
think
shared?
so.
Okay.
Well, she can.
I didn't know
she-
that's
what-
something.
I mean, okay, so let's just set that up real quick. When Emmy is looking through these books, Camiel will actually lean over and say that, "Oh, I can read that."
Oh, can you?
Yes.
Well, you always did come off as a bit of a bright spark of light. So then,
Oh, you're just flattering me.
Oh, why? I never. You are just fantastic. You are a darling, and I have loved all the time I've spent with you, Camiel.
And Camille just kind of squints her eyes at Emmy.
And then Emmy just like shoves the book in her face. Like, so what is this word? Because it looks a little bit familiar. I think I know the root here. What are we talking about here?
DM, is it anything that I can share with Emmy that she doesn't already know?
Can you teach me Celestial?
Can Celestial be taught?
Celestial can be taught. Any language can be taught. It's just a matter of time and energy spent. Yeah, that would be that would take some time if you guys really wanted to learn the language. Actually, I'd have to look and see. But yeah, I would allow it. It would just be a lot of time between the two of you.
Let's start with roots.
As you're kind of looking around, just glancing at the titles, there's nothing that really sticks out as something specific, especially not in the realm of this kind of era. It seems to be all older materials or things that are just foreign to you guys. Not having roots in Patreon history, and then it being so far removed from time and current lexicon, then it's just not something you really understand deeply.
I wonder if they would mind if we. And I mean, sort of thinking to herself, she's like, I wonder if they'd mind if we were to sample some of the selection here on our trip. Learn as we go, you know?
No, I don't see why not. But why don't you just say that you're going to steal it?
Steal? What? I
mean,
I
isn't
thought
it-
you thought better of me. Goodness.
I do. It's just that it's the more truthful thing, is it not?
No. Stealing is such a negative connotation, and I'm certain, since we know where this is, I'd have every intention of bringing it back. I just want to copy the information in the meantime. I can't exactly do that as the book is still here, and I am not.
Well, I'm not going to stop you. It's just
good.
that.
And she starts piling like 4 books into her arms,
my
like ones
God.
that look interesting. And
Camille immediately regrets saying that.
she's like eyeing the tapestry. She's like, that might be a little bulky, or that might take up room for more books.
Oh dear.
So give me one just investigation roll, just to see if I can see what you kind of come up with.
Okay. Investigation. Uh, 20.
Okay.
Nat 20.
You can put in your inventory ancient texts, and then if you spend time to be able to kind of dig through those, we can get into what they might mean or say, and how relevant they are to you going forward.
Cool. Thank you very much.
So you guys can finish back up with your kind of taking care of the bodies and dealing with them respectfully, and then heading back into that room.
Did Dante happen to find anything interesting while he was helping, air quotes?
Yeah, I sent
move
it
the
to you in
bodies?
chat, but
Oh, did you?
I
Damn
did.
it.
You found 3 ancient coins, 3 ancient Patrium coins, and up to 10 ancient scimitars if you want them. Just regular scimitars, but they are ancient.
Nah. We'll take the coins though.
Okay.
3 ancient Patrium coins?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, Dante's from Patrium. Nobody else.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to happen. Brands from Patreon. Okay. You guys get back into the main room. What are you guys doing?
So we've checked out the whole place for For treasure? For loot?
Yeah, not a whole lot of loot. You have the 6 custom the 6 tapestries. I don't know why I keep saying tapestries. Tapestries hanging on the wall above the bookcases themselves, and then the table in the middle with the leather portfolio with the letters from Ortron, and then a piece of parchment underneath, a folded piece of parchment that says open when ready to go home.
Are we not taking those letters?
That's up to you guys.
Emmy will happily take anything that's not nailed to the ground.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you guys would take the letters.
Alright. We'll assume Emmy probably picked it up or something. Alright, he'll sort of just
She's reading everything.
knock on the table, look around like, oh, this was fun. Are we done? Are we going? Do we get what we wanted? Or do we have to search the rest of this place?
Well, don't we want those items?
Where's our little friend?
I'm here. Just boggling the mind of what's available here. This is very, very interesting.
Ain't it though? Oh my goodness gracious. And there's like clear pockets missing from like the different shelves where books were.
Yeah, he would have. I think he knows selection. Yeah, he would have been kind of with you on that. He would have been kind of helping you a little bit, looking about this one. I think I'm aware of what they're talking about here. Just take this with you, and we'll bring this with us, and we'll. Yeah.
I think once once Saoirse was done helping get the bodies together so that Bran could burn them, she would take a quick peek, probably using her short sword to pull them back. She would peek behind the tapestries just to see if there's anything, like little secret compartments behind them.
Yeah, you kind of pull it up. You don't see anything. There's no no secret compartments. Just the stone wall. The stone wall that's kind of the same stone wall that's all the way around.
Okay.
There was more to the complex upstairs, wasn't there? Like at the top of the tunnel, like there was a whole castle, wasn't it?
There was a castle that was in ruins. When you guys came to this place, only the footprint remained. The one little small section that had still been there is where Jeremiah had found a sack that had the ring and the boxes.
Well, it seems unless we can find anything else that, I mean, we have. We found a lot of information, didn't we?
We did.
Oh, job well done.
And locations. Yes. Y'all are effective and efficient, and I appreciate that. One of the most efficient.
Yes.
Y'all are.
I'm glad I could be a part of that. That's part of the. I'm glad I were able to make sure you guys were aware of this place.
Can we go party?
Glad
now?
you were here to.
Dante just cuts him off. Time for a drink.
Yeah. Camille would just bonk him.
What?
At this point. Will you stop it? You're so mean.
To who?
You just cutting people off like that is very rude of you.
I did not. Nobody else was talking.
Yes, you did. I will bonk you again.
What? Is there anything else that we around here that we need to look for?
The only thing left that you guys haven't looked at is the read when ready to go home piece of paper.
Sorry, that was more to the party than to you.
Emmy is deeply into the first part of one of the books, starting to get the deeper dive instead of the glean. She just looks up for a minute. Well, I mean, we've got a list of items that look fantastic. I cannot wait to see them. And we've got locations, so I think if that's what we were looking for, we know where to head next.
Actually, at the mention of Jeremiah, Bran would kind of shuffle over to where he is, and he'll start taking a look at where Jeremiah was basically ran through, and actually apply some cure wounds on him if need be. Jeremiah, I'll take a look at that wound for you.
Yeah, he's very squishy, so
Me
yeah.
too.
Spleens are overrated. You don't really need it.
I don't know if that. Oh, okay.
That's more than he can take, but yeah, he'll take it. No, I think you healed him last time.
Wait,
I only brought him back up,
so the
which
heal-
was like
Oh,
2
okay.
phases.
Yeah, he's a squishy boy though. Okay.
Sorry.
She is at full health.
Oh, should we take Jeremiah to go see that dragon we were thinking about vanquishing? He can join us for the ride.
Dragon, huh?
Yeah.
I think I need a place to lay low. You guys can go do this adventuring stuff. It's not really my forte. I don't know if you noticed out there, but I
get it.
That was rough.
Dragons are too big. Let's go for that ogre. There was an ogre harassing a village. Like you can take that one on.
I'm sure with all of you there, I'd be happy to be able to lend a hand.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Let's go find an ogre. No?
What about
Wait.
what about this last piece of paper? Are we ready to go?
Are we ready?
Emmy looks mournfully around at all the books that she definitely couldn't carry because it would be definitely a huge encumbrance, and they don't necessarily have like a home base. She's kind of looking mournfully at them, but says in a more chipper voice, "Looks like we're ready, I suppose."
It's all right. You know where this place is now. I'm sorry.
It's home away from home already.
I just started laughing because I was just about to say Dante grabs the piece of paper out of Jeremiah's hands and said, "What about this? Are we ready to go?"
I do believe yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You bully.
At least you know where this place is, Emmy. So
It's true.
you can come back.
Hey, maybe we can make a little home. Maybe we could make a little home away from home here. It worked as a fortress one time.
Dante just sort of stares at Emmy for a second, just like, and it's just like light bulb moment. That is a remarkable idea. We should do this.
I do have a lot of those remarkable ideas.
Guys, we should keep this place for ourselves. He looks at everybody.
Get some
I
plants.
don't know about the legalities of.
What are you talking about? They're all dead.
Some greenery and some flowers. We could spruce this place up.
Nobody knows where this place is, and we could, well, I would say we could kill everybody who does, but nobody else knows, so it's fine.
Nobody else knows.
Exactly, and he puts his hand on Jeremiah's shoulder. Just sort of leans on him.
Exactly my thought. That's a great plan. If we can put something here, I could even stay here for a little while until you guys get back from your adventures, and
you could spruce the place up for us while we're away.
I'd be more than happy to. I make a fairly decent house.
I call the study, and she runs to one of the bookshelves and just hugs it.
Emmy, this was the best idea. Guys,
Oh.
Bran, come here. Bran, you could build like a temple on the bodies of like the people you burned or something like that. Isn't that what priestly people do?
Our people, Dante.
Well, they were dead a long time.
It doesn't make them less human, does it?
Pinches Camille, the most easily accessible piece of flesh that's showing. I think that makes you human. They were a pile of dust.
Camille, she obviously wants to say something else, but she just decides to. Her mouth opens, and then she just forcibly shuts it. Whatever makes you happy, Dante.
Bran simply grits his teeth and directs his attention towards Emmy. So that scroll is basically sending us home.
Sounds like it. If we actually open the envelope, does anything happen immediately? Is there something inside of it?
As soon as you open the envelope, the paper slips out of your hand and begins to float in a circle, goes back onto the desk, and opens itself open wide with a text that appears. It says, "The new Wander Keep. This keep will protect, this keep offers peace. Do you promise to fight darkness and in this mission never cease? A new Wander Keep, a little of what was, and some of what is needed now. An offering is needed, a token of your vow."
An offering. Have I seen anything like this before as far as like what it expects? Is it just literally it wants some kind of physical something?
You just kind of see the piece of paper, and it's kind of almost shaking on the table itself, expecting something. It does not give you a specific. Does not say specifically what it's looking for.
Emmy is smarter than Brenna is.
Basically when you read this, and as you're reading this, and actually when you read this, it kind of fills your mind as well. This voice, it says, it's basically asking you if you're going to take on this mission of what is King Orton's expecting.
Something about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something about that feels so like we were sitting here talking about it this whole time, and clearly, you know, we're trying to do what's right, and that's the whole point of this. But something about this makes it feel so permanent, like an actual vow, an actual covenant of some kind. Mm-hmm. Emmy kind of glances at the others, just not trying to make eye contact. She just like gives them a brief glance as she contemplates something, and then she'll reach for the letter. Is she able to lift it still, or it's stuck to the desk now?
No, it is now permanently. It's not permanently. It's stuck to the desk. It shakes a little bit as you get near it, but it does. Do you touch it, or do you?
Yeah, she's gonna put her hand.
Try to reach out. Yeah, it does shake, and when you put it down, there's a shimmer that goes across the piece of paper, but there's nothing that happens. You draw your hand back, and nothing is changed.
Well, we've got to make sure it knows that we, as a group, I guess, are ready to take on this shadowy friend.
Well, I have one idea, and Saoirse would pull out one of her arrows, prick her thumb, wait to draw just a little bit of blood, and then make a thumbprint on the paper, on the letter. See if that does anything.
As you stick your thumb onto the piece of paper and where your blood touches it, you see his like spark of red underneath. The shimmer glows, and the entire paper just kind of in that same area just kind of glows a little bit brighter.
Oh. Making
So,
blood
yeah,
paths, huh?
At that, Saoirse would say, "Okay, well, who wants to go next?"
I mean,
She'll hold out the arrow.
I have wax and candles. We could have just like a seal. Okay. Dante steps forward and he pulls out his this little knife that he plays around with every now and then. It's like a little pocket knife, and just sort of cuts his thumb and does the same thing.
And again, as soon as your thumb touches it, the blood touches it, soaks into the paper, and the paper begins to sheen, and a permanent mark is left on that piece of paper where your blood was.
Just steps back, sucking his thumb. Who's next?
Camille looks at she looks at Bran, and then she kind of looks at the piece of paper, and she is very hesitant. I don't know.
How do we know we're not secretly binding ourselves to a very clever demon?
What he said.
Never know until we try.
I mean, I could... Well... if I used something like detect magic on it, it'll tell me what type of magic is going on here. Can I sense if it's something dark? You learn
yeah,
at
you
school
can tell.
magic.
You could definitely tell. I would say that you could definitely tell there's certain things that are sinister in nature. It may not be obvious. Roll an Arcana check as you kind of. I'll say that you cast Detect Magic and roll an Arcana check just to be able to kind of check.
Oh,
Yeah, let me mark.
No.
I'll mark Detect Magic.
What? What's wrong?
Oh
Arcana.
no.
What's wrong?
What?
Ah!
What is all that? 19?
What I know? What's going on?
Oh,
I don't know. Hold on one second. My EA is. My stuff just dropped.
Yeah, there's no internet.
I can't load exactly what the magic would be, but yeah, I would say that there is not a. You know what magic has felt like, and you know when there's at least sinister beings that are not trying to hide something, that you would be able to feel that. The way that this is worded, it would be very hard for someone or something to be able to use that. Sometimes demons can use trickery in words and language. The way this is worded, you feel that this is in a way where it's very blunt, where it's asking you to fight darkness, where that would not be the case if this was something of a sinister nature.
I just thought of a scripture passage, and I'm like, the devil wouldn't cast out the devil. So. But no, Emmy will. She'll relate that, and she'll tell Camille and Bran after she steps back from the. She didn't put her own blood yet. She steps back from the page, and she says, "Nope, there ain't no trickery here."
Oh, well, that's a relief.
That's good old. That's some good old patriotic, love your celestial and country kind of magic.
Well, I was almost.
They want us to fight darkness.
I was almost beginning to worry then. Oh, what's going on? Sounds like someone's
Just background
driving.
hiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob?
No, I'm still here. I was gonna say, if you hear anything on my end, it'll be the chirping of birds and
Yeah, I
critters.
do hear the chirping of
You
birds.
do. That sounds so serene.
Oh yeah.
If it's Saoirse.
It's me, but I can't. If I disconnect from this call,
Mhm.
I won't be able to reconnect because my internet
Oh.
went out. But I'm still on this call.
Yeah, I heard in the back your wife said that
That's
your internet
odd.
dropped.
No, hold
was
on
like,
to it while you
wait.
can.
Wait, why are you
Hold on to your
still here?
life.
Stay with
well,
us.
This
no, it-
borrowed, this borrowed magic.
Stay with us.
Let's do it. Let's use it.
I don't know.
Even after
Like I can't.
oh,
I
sorry.
can't see roll 20. I can't get into anything. So
Oh dear.
You just have to take our word for our rules, huh?
Test of
Yeah.
the test of the DM right now.
yeah, I still have my
Um,
Word document. We should be good.
Oh, good. So he's got all the information that we need to discover. We just have to roll well enough to discover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 26.
And I
I
just
only roll
crit.
nat 20s today. I don't know. Roll 20 is just being really nice. Emmy is also clearly, even after she says that, she's also not jumping to nick herself. She's stepping back, looking at the others who haven't gone yet.
Well, all right then. I mean, I hope this is not some sort of demonic contract that we're just signing up to, but Saoirse's already done it and Dante's already done it, so I may as well back them up. Make sure that both of them are safe. And she pulls out her dagger and nicks her finger.
Wait. Isn't that the one with poison damage?
No, it doesn't have poison damage.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It shouldn't
No.
hurt me, does it? Hang on.
No,
That'd
the
be
dragon
hilarious.
one that was given to you.
KBL
after-
drops to the floor.
And I knew,
Wait, I remember that fucking meme
Yeah,
with the
I knew-
assassin.
I knew she'd find a way to get out of this.
Oh my god. I was actually going to stop you earlier because I thought you were going to do that. Actually, I was thinking of doing that because I knew you received a dagger from Whis' tower.
Mhm.
And I was, correct me if I'm wrong, but that had like poison damage?
Was it poison or fire?
Regardless.
I think it was fire damage because I think it was from a red dragon. I think it was from the father of the red dragon. It was Maltok's
Yeah.
father is where it come from.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was red
regardless.
dragon. It's fire.
It just
If
sears
it was
into
black,
her
it would
flesh.
be acid.
It
Yeah.
sears
Yeah,
into her flesh.
it
see
cauterizes
sparks.
the wound.
It
Wow,
cauterizes
you see
it.
flames
Right.
going across Camille's tongue.
Drops. Sorry. Now I can't get that meme out of my head. So, all right. Who has a spare dagger?
Well, Brand's just gonna step forward
I mean,
and
they have like 1,000.
Saoirse's still holding her arrow if
Oh,
Camille
that's right.
would want to use it.
Yeah. She would happily take the arrow and put away the dagger. Stupid girl.
These are the details. These are the details.
She nicks her finger with that, and begrudgingly allows the blood to drip onto the parchment.
Is that everybody, or is
Brand.
No,
What?
Emmy hasn't done it yet. I don't know if Bran has done it yet either.
no. But I suppose after Camille did it, he'd step forward, and as he approaches, he'll kind of, because I assume Camille keeps her halberd kind of to her side.
Mm.
Yes, of course she
Yeah.
does. Yes.
Bran will just kind of slide his finger across the edge of her halberd.
It's gotta clean that. You
And-
know?
Well,
Oh no, you've
he will
got
press
poison.
his finger against the.
Feels so dead. God, these two. I just like they just
Take
want to get
10 points of
out of
radiant
their
damage.
responsibilities.
Emmy will ask if anyone does have. Actually, no. She'll go over. She'll take Saoirse's offer of the arrow, but she'll hold her hand out. Because she has gloves on, that are basically like up to her elbow. And then she has like the longer short sleeve. So basically, only her elbow is visible. She'll hold her hand out. Ask in like silent asking to take the arrow instead of having Saoirse nick her.
Saoirse would hand her the arrow. Let her take it to do it herself.
And Emmy curtsies and thanks her. And she winces, but tries to give herself a good little scratch. And it's almost like a whole process, right? Like she finds like the bit of skin that's still visible between her sleeve and then her glove, and nicks that, and then like carefully takes the blood onto the edge of the arrow, and then wipes the arrow onto the onto the page, and hopes that will be just as effective.
Yeah, and you still have a little bit of blood that does come out, and you're able to put it on the paper, and the same effect happens. So everyone has done it, and you see Jeremiah looking at you all and takes a step back. He is not a part of this. He's up for, you can kind of tell that he's kind of up for the idea of it, but nothing as serious as a vow and a promise like this. So he steps back. And as this happens, you see the paper kind of swirl a little bit and kind of gather around you and can actually circle around you and become less paper-like and more this white energy that kind of circles around. And in the back of your minds, you hear some magic to revive, some magic to build new. This keep a gift with your minds built anew. And as you read these kind of final words and hear them in the back of your mind, you have this sense of almost like this tipsy feeling kind of wash over you. You see white streaks of energy coming from the center of the room and this desk, and a moment passes and you look around at each other and you suddenly have kind of a smile on your face. You have this tipsy feeling that kind of like bubbles tickling you up and down your spine. A kind of smile washes over everyone, and as you look around the room, a few of the details that kind of decorate the room begin to glow and fade. The tapestries fade, and after a moment the walls are bare stone, the bookcases are gone, the books are gone, even the books that you had collected. I mean, anything that was still in your possession just kind of faded away. The only remaining object that you have is the leather portfolio. And after a moment, the walls are bare stone, cobble. The only thing lighting the room is a purple glowing portal that just opened up with spinning energy against the wall in front of you.
Who wants to be first?
My books are gone. Oh.
Oh, Dante just jumps through. Or at least, sorry, he steps up to the portal, sticks his hand through.
And the portal kind of pulls you, and you feel that not common now, but more familiar effort of this essence that kind of pulls your essence through and then pushes you back out again.
Oh my god, no!
And the rest of you are transported to somewhere else. Is everyone else coming through?
Saoirse would follow behind, and with her short sword drawn, just in case.
Okay.
Emmy gathers up her skirts and Figures there's not much left in here for her since all the books are gone. She does give the whole space just another glance, including another glance back at those who are still in there. And then kind of shakes her head and like to wake herself up and goes through.
Okay. Who else? Everybody else?
Camiel would look at the portal, look at Bran, and then give him a pat on the shoulder. I'll see you on the other side, wherever that is. And she goes through the portal.
Bran will pull out his shield and his warhammer, kind of turn towards Jeremiah, and kind of tilt his neck towards the portal as to indicate for him to go through. You going through, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I'm not staying here myself. He kind of jumps in before you do. And again, you feel this portal kind of pull your essence through and then pushes it back out. And you look, and at first you don't recognize the place, but then you notice the wall. The wall that you saw just a little while ago, a few hours ago, really. The wall where you first saw them first magic opening. This once was a ruined-filled basement area with broken bookshelves and empty bottles that have been broken and ravaged by time and everything else that had been in this space. Now, looking across this room, when you first entered this secret chamber, this large open space with a few shelves, now is a shimmering blue hue that kind of fills the ceilings and walls as you take a few steps closer and you see clear blue water gently illuminating from the below, causing the entire room to glow. You see a pool, level with the ground, 40 feet by 20 feet. Behind it, elevated, another much smaller pool, one that you approach stirs to life. A red hue illuminates from the small bubbling pool, which is now just a wisp of steam dancing on top of the water surface. To your left, you see, next to the pool, you see this full length of the building above you, which is now completed structure, no holes, no overgrown organic material, no vines, nothing. Finished roofing of the ceiling of this basement area. You look to your left and you see next to the pool, you see this full length of the building is a large strip of sand outlined in white rocks. And at one end is a freestanding quiver of arrows. At the other, a round, large wooden target. In the center of the strips, a half circle, both sides, on both sides of this strip, half circles with a freestanding basket of wooden sticks and cheap metal blades and shields, and one larger and one smaller, like a buckler. And on the wall next to this kind of training area is a tapestry of the face of the large, snarling Goliath avalanche. This was seen in the room where you found the letters, but is now hanging proudly as part of this keep.
Did that just happen?
Sure enough.
Oh. This is amazing. And Dante runs off to start looking around. Just look at everything that he can.
You go upstairs, so you go down where the hole was from, kind of figuring out where the hole that you entered this basement dwelling area, where Jeremiah had famously first heard his noise that he ran away from. You now see a fully completed set of wooden stairs that leads up to the top with a door. You open it and you are in the main area of this keep, there's a kitchen. You open this door and you are now standing in a very large open kitchen area. Large mantled fireplace, large enough for 2 pots on one wall. Pantry with odds and ends and spices and basic items on the other. Decent set of knives and spoons and serving platters in the pantry. There's a bar counter with a few stools for those wishing to oversee the cooking process. A small wine rack built into the far wall. Across from the kitchen is a long dining hall style table with 2 benches on both sides and high back chairs on both ends. And on either side of the table are 2 tapestries, one of Atlas and one of Onyx.
Well, I know who'll be having fun in here. I wonder if does anyone else follow? Or is Dante just having fun running around, just like, basically he just wants to run around and poke his head in every room and door that he can find. He's just like, this is amazing. And he's just like, yeah, he's opening doors and just looking and then running off to the next door to go see what else is there. But when he stops at the kitchen, is anybody else there with him?
Camiel is elsewhere right now.
Actually, so is Emmy. she did not run to go looking through the place, although she is peeking around looking for wherever, obviously, you know, where's the study she was promised, you know, she's looking for that, but like slowly walking through the halls.
So you kind of, so on the basement floor, you have the training area, you have the pool. Upstairs, you have this kitchen area, you have the dining area that's kind of open space, leads out into the backyard. You see a structure out in the backyard. You do see another side room with big double doors, and you open that, and you see this round. Actually, when you go to open those doors, and they don't seem to unlock at first. There are still rooms upstairs, and so as each of you kind of searching around and looking for your place, actually roll for initiative to see who finds their place first.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Initiative.
It's not really
Scared.
initiative.
Oh, yes. We're fighting
It's
each other.
not really initiative.
I get advantage on initiative.
So do I. Oh, no, I don't. Sorry, I just get to add. I get a +6.
Oh, Cameo.
Oh no!
Cameo does well.
I'm thinking of my
Camille
barbarian.
is just like, oh.
Why?
Okay, so it goes Dante, Saoirse, Emmy,
I think Saoirse may have the higher dex.
Dex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a +4 to that.
Yeah, you're good.
Dante. Dante, you go upstairs, and to your right are a pair of double doors. You open the doors, and the wood color on the first thing you notice is the wood is a darker wood on the floors. The wood, the walls are lined with this kind of upscale dark crimson wallpaper with small gold or ornamental details. You have these covering the 2 windows that are next to the bed. There's 2 red, there's this dark red velvet bordello-esque curtains that when pulled tight kind of block out the sunlight, allowing respite from an early morning sun and after drinking too late. There's a huge fireplace on one side, a small table and 4 fabric chairs in the corner for entertaining, as well as a bar that kind of runs the length of the room with 4 stools, kind of the other side of the bed.
That they just, when he throws open, like he literally throws open the doors and just stands there, and it's like he has tears welling up in his eyes, but he's just sort of like, I'm home.
There are a few bottles on the behind the bar that have already been set up. Just clear or dark brown bottles that you don't have labels on them, but first sniff, you understand exactly what's going on there.
Lovely.
Yeah. Saoirse.
Yeah, it's
One-
like a group of children. They all go running off in their own direction.
Actually, you and Camiel find another set of double doors. One of the largest rooms on the second story. Floor that you open the double doors and floor to ceiling is all finished wood, all with slightly different hues, ranging from light amber all the way to like a darker chestnut, and kind of all ranging and kind of ombre throughout this entire space. One of the side on the side of the entrance is a kind of a curved bookshelf. There are a few non-fiction books, a few blank journals there, but mostly empty. On the other side is two separate wardrobes, one more traditional and closed off, and the other has drawers below and on the sides, but the open center section has a bust for displaying clothing or armor. And in the center of this room, what seems to be a large round circular side to this room that's kind of has two spiraling staircases up. In the center of these two staircases, what looks to be almost like a tree, but it looks almost somewhat manufactured, but it does look like a tree in the center of the room, and about 2 feet around that blends into the floor below and reaches up and creates different supports for the second area above. There's both sections that are above are tightly knit rope nets that are filled with pillows, each with just enough give to providing a perfect rest suspended high above the floor above. So you guys have basically matching both upper bunk beds that are basically nets hung into this open space.
Nice. Yeah, I think Saoirse would just be standing there at the entrance, kind of taking it all in.
Camiel sees the tree. It's the first thing she sees, and she just rushes in and hugs the thing. And she hugs it, and then she looks at Saoirse, and it's like she has completely turned into a child. She's so happy and she's so excited, and she like removes herself from the tree and looks around and starts hopping on one foot. She actually really likes the area.
Yeah, Saoirse would definitely be
give
chuckling
me-
at this.
Both of you can look at the bookshelf to see what book you find. Roll me. Both roll me a d10.
Okay. Oh no.
That's a 4 from me.
And a 2 for me. Was that a goose?
Yes, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them just landed.
Oh my god!
Well, this is very fitting.
Oh,
Number 4. Written by Dr. Bertatina Fandre in textbook form. This book covers the ins and outs of humanoid bipedal sexual intercourse, explaining the physical manifestation and responses, illustrated with scientific line art in chart form, as well as a more interpretive art showing numerous positions and poses aimed to aid in the inexperienced in a logical and scientific way.
Strangely, that does seem like something she would have written.
Put that on the list. And number 2. And you're probably the only one that would get this. Based on a true story of Lord Arthur and Lady Anne Marie Ambridge. Lady Anne Marie Ambridge was the love of Arthur's life until she died during complications giving birth to Alice. Arthur has poured his love and attention into raising his daughter as a way of coping with losing his beloved. Many flashback sequences filled with drama of the kidnapping and a whodunit when his beloved Alice goes missing at a traveling circus. I love you to the moon and back.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Wait!
That's pretty funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah, those are the books that you guys find. I have this open.
Did it have a really cool part about a gnome wizard?
Possibly. It's kind of multiverse kind of thing going on.
Don't start that.
I watched Loki. Who's next?
I think Emmy comes after
Emmy?
Saoirse.
Emmy. Emmy, you find a room a little bit smaller than the other two, but it is private. It's for yourself. You look to the side, and the bookshelves that you saw down in the basement are now there, condensed into 4 shelves, but are there, taking up most of one full wall. You look behind you, and you see 2 locks on your door, one chained and one bolt. A large, on the other side of the bed, you see a large empty steamer chest that is set up vertically, that is tall enough to hold up some of your longer dresses. Next to the trunk is 2 full-length mirrors set up at an angle so you can see most of an outfit with ease. And next to the dresser is a chest high, and on top of that 3 curved brackets that meet in the middle. And in the moment, you realize that what this must be for. It's the perfect size for Professor Bormund.
Oh, I love everything about this. She is absolutely giddy. For just a moment, she's just looking, and she throws the closet open and she can already see all of her dresses in there, and space for like her makeup and and she grabs one of the books that she had previously had that she started looking at, and like there's like a big old comfy bed, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she like jumps onto the bed, and opens up the book again. But she pauses for a minute, and kind of looks around, almost like it can't really be real.
You still have your detect magic because that's a 10-minute spell, and you look around, and although there was magic here present when this was being created in that moment, that kind of lit up your senses when that happened, you don't detect any continuing magic at this. There's no illusion spell that is blinding you to any of this. This seems to be an actual thing that has been built here.
And it seems like a gift that, for her, just in her own mind, it seems like a gift that's almost like not like she's not worthy of it, or like there are other thoughts going through her mind that slow her down a little bit, but she shuts the door. She doesn't do the full bolting of it, but she shuts the door, and she gets comfy with the book until somebody calls her. Otherwise, she's gonna sit and read for a while just by herself and enjoy the space. Yeah, just a little less of the excitement that she started with, but she's chilling with her book and circling the core of celestial words. Like, dang it, I'm gonna learn this.
Bran, as you enter your room, you're greeted by an armorless mannequin that looks as if your armor would fit perfectly into it. You have a traditional bed and wardrobe, but the largest focal part of this room is the kind of almost circular room that's attached and opened to your bedroom. You step into this large circle room, and pillows wrap the floor around this circle room. Around the walls are painted in one large continuous mural, which floods you with deep sense of nostalgia. You instantly recognize this as the Gold Coast of Patrium. Lush green hills overlooking baby blue ocean with the sun presenting in its golden hour rays, looking very close to like a Tuscan postcard. Looking straight up into the ceiling, you can see that pale blue sky transitions to dark hues of night and the starlights that twinkle ever so subtly in the dark blue sky. The only part of this area that is not a painting is about 6 feet off the ground. There is a stained glass window, a green shield shape with a amber piece of wheat mimicking that of your shield.
Bran would enter the room and just be taken aback by what he's witnessing. And I think he'll be more impressed by the open-ended room with all the nostalgic murals of Patrium. He'll just take a seat by one of the pillows and just sit there, kind of basking in the memories of the past, I suppose.
Yeah, and the mural is all around you, and it's got these golds and blues, and you see the sun kind of pass through and hit this skylight, and you kind of fills this area with green through the shield, and it kind of reflects upon you as you kind of take a moment to reflect.
Just take a deep breath and take that all in. Take all this nice energy that's coming from this room.
A few moments later, as you're looking around, you see another building on the outside of your building. Within the confines of these estate walls that are now rebuilt and full and strong, there's this 2-story building that is made from wooden timber frames and large wooden shingles, and has a fit with a large opening in the front. And when you guys kind of go out and kind of check this out, whoever is going out, you enter, you see 4 framed stalls on the left-hand side. And on the right, a nearly random collection of planks and ropes and beefier timbers that seem to kind of mimic trees, all in this open, soft straw floor. And it looks kind of randomly placed, but after a closer inspection, it looks like it's meant for climbing. And near the second story is a circular open into a cozy-looking, freestanding room structured by the climbing structure, secured by the climbing structure below. And over the top is a white ornate A.
Oh my god. Is it safe to assume that is for our little owlbear?
It is a place for Addie to call home, yes.
Yay! All right.
We no longer have to be wondering whether or not she is safe.
Yes, she has her own little nest.
Yes. And then, so you have the stalls on the left-hand side. You have this kind of area for Addie on the right, and then on the back wall, along this backside wall, you have an area with basic tools, as well as a collection. On one side is kind of tools and a workshop, and the other kind of side is a collection of pots and movable garden beds. In the middle of the back wall is a tapestry. Tapestry, God bless America. Tapestry with the image of the druid Soroya Sapbottom.
In this room, would you say that there is like a little strap, like a leather strap of some kind? Like a length of leather?
Sorry?
Where are you going with this, Brad?
Contrary to what you may be thinking, it's actually an ingredient I need for a spell.
Oh. Yeah,
So
you
disappointed.
could find some leather in the tool shed or the kind of like the workplace area. There's part workbench kind of area with tools and supplies and crafting materials, that kind of thing. And the other side is more of a garden area, planting and trowels and
Garden.
seeds and that kind of thing.
Oh no. Oh no. Gonna be planting things. Oh man. Screw the end of the world. I know what I'm doing.
Coconut,
Never leaving my room.
Coconut, right?
Yep, he's planting his coconut out there. Gonna be planting some peppers.
I missed one of these. Where is it?
But yes, Brand will be taking one of the little leather straps.
Okay.
He'll attach it. He'll wrap it around his arm.
Oh, over the I missed one. Sorry. In the pool next to the elevated, smaller pool that has wisps of steam dancing from the top of it. Over that is the tapestry of Massimo. I couldn't remember where I put it. And the last location, you guys go down to the first floor and open. There's double doors, kind of like the only other room on this first floor that's not in this open space. You open it up, and these large oak double doors. Inside is a large round table, large enough to fit 6 to 10 people if needed. Along the walls are 4 glass cases, each with a nameplate corresponding to the relic or the artifact that was listed in the letter. The last table is simply on there's another table farther into the room on a raised platform, and on this it has a few bookshelves, and in the center is a large 4-foot by 4-foot map of Tribus, with each of the locations listed in the letters highlighted and listed on the map, on the map itself. And then on the wall behind you is the tapestry, screwed at this point, of the entire Vindex group together. What are you guys doing?
Basking in his room at the moment. Raising a glass with tears in his eyes to everything around him. Never had anything this good. It's perfect.
Yeah, same.
It's perfect.
I think Emmy would assuredly have lost track of time as far as like forgetting there's even more to the keep. It's just like, yeah, get to that eventually. Right now, books. Spells to transfer, things to do with paper and ink.
At some point, though, he would like to continue his little exploration of the castle, though not as excited as he was before, so to speak, like just running around trying to find everything. But he would like to continue looking around, especially for like you said the sand pit and pool, the exercise area. So he wants to sort of check that out as well, just to get an idea of it and what's available.
Okay. And yeah, you guys have time, and it is up to you how long that you guys kind of take bringing into this and getting situated into your new dwelling space. Actually, let's take a 5-minute break. I need to reset some things on here because my internet went out, but I was still able to stay connected, so everything's weird. So let's take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and figure out what we're doing from there. So you guys have time to be able to kind of look through this, take in everything that you want to take in. I'll say that can go on for, you got there pretty early in the day, actually, so I would say you can spend a good portion of the day here. You can spend as long as you like here, but I'd say a good portion of the day could be spent just kind of going through and checking things out and checking each other's stuff out. All that good stuff. What do you guys want to do?
Bring Addie into the keep, settle her into her adorable little nest.
Yeah. Roll an animal handling. See how she takes to it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Animal handling, what even is? Oh man. Okay. Damn it.
She's a little insecure. She kind of climbs up on some things, kind of rubs her back against the big tree, and kind of enjoys some of the straw, and kind of just cuddles up with the base of it. Not really taking to the whole thinking about what to do and what it all means that she can do here.
See this area here, Eddie? This is all yours. You can do whatever you want here.
You guys can bring in Priest and Clockwork if you'd wish. Yeah, there's 4 stalls on the left-hand side, and then Addie's parts on the right-hand side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's enough room. Cool. You get through with your workout and your laps, and you kind of dip into the hot tub atop, and you sit in there after a little while, and you do notice the same similar feeling. I think you did that before. I'm sure you did. Similar feeling as you felt in the White Lady, where this natural this warmth has given you respite, and it counts as a long rest. Yeah, you can basically turn a short rest into a long rest here in that pool. In the hot tub. I just took water and I almost put it through my nose there. Thank you very much.
Oh no, don't stop. This is great.
Jeremiah has been in the war room, looking at these things, looking at the tapestry. Tapestry. These rugs on the wall. And looking through some of the books, not a whole lot in this war room as far as shelves go like that. Not nowhere near as what is in Emmy's room. But there are a few things there, and looking through and looking at the details of certain things, and after a while, he kind of calls everyone down into the war room.
We have a war room. That's cool. How does he go about trying to get our attention?
He would go to the door and knock. Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt anything, but if we can have just a little chat down, I kind of want to get some feelings from you all. Kind of goes door to door. So unless anyone declines his offer.
No, I think Emmy will she'll make a little bookmark because she'll scribble all over pages as she's learning things, but she refuses to dog ear a page. That's just sacrilegious. So she makes a little bookmark and sets her book aside. And she'll go down. She's gonna change her dress. So now she's in a dress that it's a full length sleeve, so it covers up the cut she had to make earlier on her elbow, and gloves.
Okay.
After tending to Addie and settling her in, Bran would also change into his normal clothing. He'll remove his armor and place it onto the armor stand, which he will now dub as Boltzmann. And he will follow Mr. Jeremiah into the war room. I don't even know what you mean by that. It's an armor stand on the end of the room.
Saoirse and Camiel, are you joining him? Oh, sorry, Dante. They definitely need some towels here. It's the one thing they're missing. Maybe. Oh, what do you mean?
Oh my.
Arises.
I'm simply just asking if you could join us. At least put something probably on for the others at least, and then if you could join us in the war room, we're gonna just kind of. I kind of want to get some feelings. Get a feeling of where we're at. That kind of a thing. Well, I just want to get some direction. You know, I'm kind of. Well, we'll talk about it in the war room. If you could, we could discuss it as a group. He doesn't look away. Mm-hmm. Thank you. As you kind of look around a little bit, you do find some robes. If you'd like to adorn a robe, come up. So you get to this the war room, and there's this large circular table, and you guys see the kind of the boxes around the outside, almost display cases that are currently empty. Jeremiah's just kind of standing there. He's kind of rubbing his hands a little bit. Once you guys all get in there, Wow, this has definitely been amazing. This is more than I ever expected, but it is very glad that I came up with the idea of bringing us all here. Listen, I don't know if you noticed. Probably not, because I did my very best to hide it, of course. But I'm not well suited for this adventuring life. Whatever that was guarding those historic letters, or was not something I'd like to face again, or anything similar. Now, I can't just go back to Ropeburg anytime soon, unless I want to end up in one of the many dungeons, Ropeburg Keep or Talon, or who knows how many other vanguards that aren't publicly well known have places of disposal. I do have a proposal. I would love to be able to stay here and rest and continue my research and see what else this keep has hidden for us. And when you return with the relics in hand, we can all kind of march back together to the gallery and make all of this known. The people really need to know. If what's in this letter is true, they won't believe us without proof. The letter is good, but it would take years to verify to exacting standards and prove to the scientific community that this is not some sort of doctored forgery, and then we'd be fighting Soderham and the king all along the way. But with the Vindex relics, it's as simple as a parade, and me, the Grand Marshal, leading the way right to the Grand Hall. It'd be a celebration and rebellion all at one time.
I mean, I
Thoughts?
like celebrations.
Yes,
So
as do I.
Well, so it sounds like the issue here is, well, these relics from the Vindex are more associated with Patrium than with Amma. So coming in here with those don't look too nice. Is that, am I understanding this correctly?
No, I don't think so. I think the connections to Patrium here is simply because of who established this place, and the magic that was used to regenerate this place, and the letters that we have are all Patrium in origin. The king of Patrium that used this as a location to be able to be as this hiding place, if you will, for these documents and for this quest that is now upon us. Whatever led you to this point of the process is bigger than that. But no, Amma is, if we had the relics, Amma is very, very familiar with it. It's all of Tribus, including Amma. Probably even more so Amma.
Then I don't see a problem. We just gotta get them and bring them back. And then we'll be prepared. We'll look really great, and we'll be prepared against the Shadow Queen, and it'll be fantastic.
That sounds great to me.
Easier said than done.
Ah, what's a little adventure? I love
My only
traveling.
point here is at this point we can't use just these letters to be able to do anything. We have to find the relics, and I again personally am not suited for adventuring. So I would just like your permission to kind of stay here and kind of keep the keep, if you will.
Well, it is a big place, and I feel like you would be safer here than anywhere else, so I don't see a problem with it.
I do need someone to clean. That would be nice. And
You can clean after yourself.
I mean,
He's not a slave
he's
here.
not allowed in my bedroom, but he's got to pay his way. He can't just live under our roof.
Our roof.
Yes.
This isn't even our place.
Yes, it
We're
is.
just staying here.
It's
not.
It's our place.
You didn't pay for this place, did you?
I did. I cut my finger. It took my blood.
Oh, poor you.
Oh, I'll do it again. It's not the point. We paid.
You want me to do it for you?
Is that a promise?
It's a threat.
Oh, really? No.
Yes, it is. You better start treating him right. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Who
And
are
he's
we
not
talk-
a slave for anyone here.
I'm not talking about a
So,
slave.
It's enough out of your gob. You can stay here for
Hmm.
as long as you'd like. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do.
I appreciate that. I do. I know I have some role here, and I kind of pointed you the way, and I'm glad that you guys have helped me. I can't say that you have not. I don't know where I'd be right now if you hadn't gotten me faster than the other interested parties.
So the boxes. Oh, sorry. You go.
No, I was just saying. I agree that ain't no reason to send him off into the wild when he has a perfectly nice place here. A little upkeep of your own is not. I don't think that necessarily constitutes slavery. Just making sure things don't get all dusty. If you're not, everyone has a role.
I'll do my best.
But also stay out of my room too.
I think
And she just
what we all
smiles
mean
brightly.
to say is that Jeremiah needs to be treated better around here.
Got a roof over his head.
Better.
He's got a bunch of boxes.
All the information in the world.
I would love those books that are in your room. I'd like to be able to have a peek at those.
Well, you have to ask for for permission first before you
of
touch
course.
anyone's things here. Otherwise, I won't be able to defend you, and they can throw you out the window.
Yes, I am very throwable.
That did escalate quite quickly, didn't it?
I think I know
Touch
the
our
perfect
stuff.
window.
Touch our stuff, get thrown out the window. I'll
That's
leave a
being
couple of
nice.
books
It
out.
would not be my first window. I grant you that.
Don't worry, it's not a ground
Oh, you
floor
poor
I'm thinking
man. Ooh.
of. Dibs. No,
Well, I say, before we head out, I say we have a nice little feast, a little bonfire, a little fun, and tomorrow we can probably head out and figure out where we're gonna go next, or we could talk about where we're gonna go next.
I was going to say.
But I think we should relax today.
We should probably talk about where we're going next before we leave the place and then step foot in the road
True.
and decide,
No.
where are we going?
True.
I don't know.
No, just start walking.
We left
I'm
the
used to
only
just starting
guy.
to walk,
Who knows what's
Just
going
go.
on behind?
pick up and run.
You guys know something. You guys have the list.
Exactly.
Yeah. We just need to pick a direction and go.
I've been partial to east.
Okay. Party?
She's not actually saying that in reference to the actual page, like there is something east. She's just throwing that out there because he said pick a direction.
Actually, east is the only one where there's not something. There's one to the south. There's one to the west. There's one
No,
to
that
the
makes sense.
northwest.
Emmy's book smart. She's not wise. She's book smart.
Yeah.
So relax tonight, and tomorrow we talk about what we're going to do.
Bran, what do we have
Since
for
we're all
dinner?
here, we can. What do you think you're going to go after the first? Now, I'm trying to remember. The Warhammer. It's in Cicatriz. I don't know if you're familiar with that place or not. Very okay. Well, do you know where Treasure Chest Hills are?
I do, but indeed, it isn't actually the Warhammer is now in possession of Erica.
See, Erica, as in
Hire us to kill you.
casino.
Oh, sorry. Hire us to find you, Erica. No, joking.
funny joke. Oh, okay. So Erica has the Warhammer. Huh.
Is
Interesting.
this bad? Ain't that part of our
No,
job
I
done
mean,
already?
No. We'll have to. Let's circle back to that one.
Let's move on. Next.
One's already.
next
Yeah,
one.
let's go to the next one here. Yeah, that's better. Shroud of the Wild Bountress. This is a simple hooded cloak. It looks like pretty simple piece until it's attuned, and then it can give you all sorts. There's a couple of different powers that are associated with this. Temple of the Makers. This is in Ujat, southeast of the Slatadir Forest. Anyone familiar with that area?
Camiel just kind of finds a corner and stands there quietly.
Yeah, Saoirse would look at Camiel.
Saoirse roll, or not Saoirse. Camiel roll a history check to see if you know about the Temples of the Makers.
Okay. Wait. One
It's
moment.
actually less about know more of them, but if you would know where this would be located.
Okay. History. Oh wow, -1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh shit. That's
10.
me.
Oh, it's not bad.
Not
I mean,
horrible.
the grand scheme of things.
It's somewhere that you've never been, but it's somewhere that you know a general location of and know a direction of from where you're familiar to go to be able to get there.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing that you have a great detail of information about, but you do know pretty much where it would be located.
Great. Well, I do know, but not really, but I do. Do you understand?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Let's keep it that way. But I am from said parts. That's where I came from. It's actually
Would you
very
guys-
close to home.
Oh, really? Would you have a way to be able to get somewhere as far as Ujat without taking a very long time?
I don't
Maybe.
know. We do have a friend, right?
It's not too
so.
trouble. It's as long as it's not too much trouble to Weiss.
Mm-hmm.
But we should be focusing on something else. We could just save that for a later time.
Okay, we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
One. What's the next one?
Circle
We
back
can't
to
save
that.
them
That
all for a
sounds
later
fun.
time.
Well, we'll just find the easiest one first, and we move from the easiest.
Well,
to
this
the
one is
next to
actually
the
pretty
next.
close. I mean, close relative to Ujat, of course. This is the Death Mercy Blade. Now, I've heard certain things about this, and it is a very, very powerful blade, especially in the service of a cleric. It would be very, very useful. It's actually a Shrine of the Starcaster, which is I'm not familiar with, but I know of Keelstone and Amma. That's near the Erkinson Pass. Snowy country, a lot of Goliaths, a lot of different tribes there that you probably have to be aware of. But it's definitely the closest.
Okay, that sounds.
Is anyone opposed?
Well, let's put a pin in that one as
Put a pin in that one.
as number one right now.
Yeah,
Good.
You know, like,
one A, and then we'll look and see. Okay, the last one here is Reaper Quarterstaff, and this is a quarterstaff that was created by the wizard Onyx in preparation for their final showdown of the Illithids. This was produces magical darkness, very powerful in the right wizard's hand. And this is in the Sanctuary, which is in Patrium. And this is somewhere north of Ibiza. And I'm not very familiar with Patrium, so excuse me if you guys know Bran and Dante, roll history checks to see if you've ever heard of the Sanctuary.
Gotcha.
Can I get
Or
advantage?
actually, no.
Because he's like from that
Are
area.
you fucking kidding?
No, you're rolling the history check because you're from that area.
Oh, okay.
Tonight is not the night.
I would say neither of you, even with the 14, would, and definitely not with the 6, would be familiar with where this is. Patrium has gone under a lot of change over the past, for the past millennia, has been in a constant change because of old things being reclaimed and taken over by other forces, and reclaimed again and taken over, and names change, and because the government itself has not been as stable because of its constantly being under attack, the naming structure of things have changed. So this is not something that you're familiar with, even with a 14. So, again, travel would be the hardest. Closer, but also it is in Patrium, which,
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with Patrium. Especially if you go the long way around, it would be a lot easier. If you were to go to direct, it wouldn't be that far, but it would definitely be a journey. Going through the different war-torn fields that have been ravaged for many, many, many years.
We've both been on those war-torn fields. It's okay. We can find a way if we need to go there.
Well, it definitely doesn't seem the easiest of the bunch. But it's up to you. Again, it is completely under your guys' call to be able to make that call.
So we go back to the pin?
Death Mercy Blade. That sounds great to me. Again, it's you guys that have to go climb the mountain.
I like the idea of making a decision, and then we can have dinner.
We should definitely go for that, the Death Mercy Blade.
It's good to start off strong, and then you have the momentum to keep going for the harder ones.
I'll check my records and see if there's anything that I can give you as far as information about it before we go. I'm not so sure about the shrine itself. I'll look and see, but I doubt I have any information about that. But I'll definitely try to find some information about the Death Mercy Blade if you'd like.
I have a question.
Yep.
I don't know where these locations are in terms of Amma, where Patrium and Ujat are.
Oh.
Which directions are they?
There's a map and handouts.
I was trying to find...
I found the one for Amma, but I couldn't... I don't know, I guess I stopped there. Didn't scroll far enough.
Yeah, it's like the very first one, or I think it's actually there's a pin.
Oh, map of Tribus. Yeah, it is. Here it is. It's all westbound.
What the hell?
Yes?
Oh, God, I'm not muted. Shit.
Oh, I see. Okay, so there's a solid pass in the southwest.
So...
And there's an ocean. Oh, the island. There it is.
Okay, so if you look on Roll20 now, you guys are currently here. Yeah, currently there,
Ropeberg area.
just south of Roper.
Let me fix that.
So Erickson Pass is right down here in the mountains. The Salir Forest is around here. I have a different detailed map of Wujat, but I don't know that I shared it. And then here's Ibiza, which is the closest reference
One
to
second,
the other one.
one second. Sorry, I'm trying to fix up the map for the combat overlay.
Oh,
Just to give our fans something to look at. Sorry. There we go.
So here's where we're at now. Ropeberg. This is Ibiza, so this would be where the Reaper Quarterstaff would. The Wizard's Quarterstaff. This, before the mountains in Ujat, is the forest. Slaughterdeer Forest, which is where the other is located, and then the one closest to you guys is here, the Death Mercy Blade, near the Erickson Inkerson Pass.
Emmy mentions an interest in that that quarterstaff. Obviously, it's it was wielded by a wizard. It also seems to make sense to kind of we can either wind our way around, just hitting spots as we go, and like essentially just make a circle. So from Amma to Patrium to Ujat and circle around.
Yeah, and again, this area from Aura to Ibiza, being able to transverse that would be nearly impossible. Especially now that you guys have heard that Aura has been taken. Aura fell. So the city of Aura is no longer inhabitable. It is now completely controlled by dark forces.
Oh.
If we're going through Emmy's route, we would have to either travel by sea or
Yep.
by some sort of magical means.
That's how
So
Dante
I would
got here.
assume that's skiing
Yeah.
or Skane over here. I assume they might have a
yes.
port. So if we travel
this
from
is-
these,
This is actually
Dante
all
came from here
snow.
somewhere,
This
didn't
is
he?
all Arctic. Yeah. When you guys crossed, you probably crossed either all the way around, like going past Somalia and around, or crossing through here, the middle of Ujat, or magically through here and getting a boat and taking it through to around the top here to Soda.
Yeah, I mean, if Aura is the problem, we could also circle the other way around. Because all of Patrium isn't down, just Aura in that area.
No, well, all of anywhere from Aura all the way to Ibiza, most of that is disputed territory. It would be the worst areas to be able to kind of trespass through.
Okay,
Transverse.
Still,
But
yeah,
definitely boats.
traverse.
There's definitely boat traffic around. Ibiza still has a port. Valencia still has a port. So those still exist, as well as magical means.
Patreon's
Right.
losing.
But before we end up going up against forces that are purposely fighting back, like, soldier style, we could just sort of go up against the forces of nature first, more natural protections, perhaps, and go for those items, and then, with a little more in hand, circle back around to Patrium and handle the actual attackers. Sorry. Imagine all this being RP'd.
Perhaps we focus on the first objective, and then from there we can determine how we want to approach the others.
That's also
Hitting
a way.
Patrium last does sound like a reasonable decision, though, since if there are chunks of it that are under the control of the Queen, that'll tip her. Once we go for it, that will tip her off as to what we're doing.
Well,
Something tells me she'll already know, but
yeah.
if just in case not,
Yeah.
just in case not. That sucks.
more areas
'cause-
could also fall in the
Yeah.
meantime.
We can't really do anything about that.
And-
though.
Right.
As far as we know.
And you You also know that there's a buildup of Ama troops as well across the border and in Ama territory across the border from Aura.
Isn't Delilah's buddy going off to fight?
Delilah's husband
Delilah?
said Delilah's fiance
her buddy.
said that he was going to try to hook up with the Ropeberg guard. Crown's Guard. Crown's Guard of Roper.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't Sirsha's sister also somewhere near Aura?
Yes, she was. She
that's
was
right.
summoned by her patron.
Yeah, to somewhere in the area of Aura.
Yep.
The tapestry.
So that might also be something to consider. Is that
One
if
person.
Sirsha wants to...
And you
One
do
ally among the
actually. Yeah, you guys do have a connection point in Ibiza besides your own connections. If you have your own connections, you guys were offered a place to stay if you were ever in. I believe it was Ibiza. Apricity had told you that she was going home to take care of her parents.
Uh-huh.
That was a name.
Well, we could always drop in.
Still gotta get there.
Let's go get the ones we can at the moment, or at least the ones we have the most likelihood of reaching without too much trouble. And then from there, we can assess everything that we need to, because the lay of the land may change. Maybe the armies of Armor will take back Aura, and things will be rosy and peachy, and everything will be nice.
I like that attitude.
Very positive, I know.
Hmm. Oh man, that's a shame though. That quarterstaff sounds real nice.
We'll get to it.
Oh well, I know.
Bran needs a new sword.
Let's see. As you're kind of you kind of push away from the war room, finishing your kind of discussion and kind of continuing as you go, kind of moving to the kitchen. And there's a full pantry there with full. It's not completely stocked. It does need some stocking, but there are basics in there. And based on Bran, what you already have, together with what is there, it makes a nice kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I'll take a portion of my ingredients and already stock it up to the what's already available. Let's see here. Can I actually make something, or are we still discussing?
You can well, go ahead and roll a cooking, whatever you want to do as far as cooking goes. But this would be considered a full kitchen.
Okay.
Natural 20.
1 second. I'm actually trying to look here. I think I actually already knocked out all the things that require a kitchen. Shoot. That's okay. I'll do the Dijon grilled pork chops for tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing me with this.
Oh, let's see if I actually make a decent meal first. Come on.
Natural 20.
Hey, 22.
Aw.
Get
Yeah.
some nice pork chops tonight.
Oh,
Beautiful. You christen your kitchen with a lovely meal of well-prepared pork chops, well-seasoned, spicy Dijon mustard, hand crushed in your own pestle and mortar. During as you guys are kind of sitting down, and you see Jeremiah had taken a book out of his bag and kind of went through it a little bit. And It's very interesting, this Death Mercy Blade. It says, and he goes on to describe this in less mechanical D&D terms, but it is a +3 weapon with proficiency with a longsword, if you have it. Once per day, if the wielder of this weapon falls unconscious, they are considered stable with 0 hit points for 1 minute. Any attacks to the stable but unconscious body of the wielder results in half damage taken by the attacker, with no damage taken to the unconscious wielder. So if after a minute no healing has occurred, the wielder would begin normal death save process, starting with 1 automatic save. That's the major component of this. And then any allies within 30 feet of the wielder are granted an automatic save on their first death throw unless the wielder is unconscious. So if someone else goes down around you, they start with 1 save automatically.
Spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And then once per day as a bonus action, the wielder can choose to heal themselves or one other creature. The healing is calculated by rolling the number of d4 equal to the level of paladin or cleric of the wielder.
Super spicy.
Ooh. Thinking about
And
switching
it
to a
is a
sword?
plus-size longsword made of dark Damascus steel. It's a large cobalt-colored jewel in the base of its hilt that glows when activated. A large stone Starcaster symbol just above the hilt on the blade glows when activated as well, and serves as an arcane focus when casting spells. Having been knocked unconscious and at the brink of death during their legendary fight with the White Dragon, Massimo had this weapon created for the express purpose of keeping himself, the cleric of the group, alive during a fight. He was quoted as saying, "It's the sword's job to keep me alive. It is my duty to keep the rest of the Vindex alive."
It's got brand written all over it, I think.
Not really sure though.
Does
So
sound like
Jeremiah does explain that in less D&D terms. The power it wields is simply amazing.
I should expect as much if it's a relic of the Vindex.
I agree. I'll, while you're gone, I'll look into the others as well. Yeah, this smells delicious here, Branimir. Thank you very much for the lovely meal.
Have your fill, Jeremiah.
So you guys will be leaving in the morning?
Absolutely. I think the sooner we
Suppose
get
so.
this done, the better.
I definitely agree. Wonderful.
Can't wait to see these things. Oh, so excited.
And you guys can have your meal. Have a what will you guys do in the evening after your meal in this brand new house?
Camiel will actually be in the kitchen and washing the dishes and basically helping out with Bran.
I think there was something I wanted to look up, or that Emmy wanted to look up about that staff. Maybe just more information about Patrium and about the sanctuary. Like she kind of gets one track minded, so she just wants to know more about the sanctuary. If there's information on that, more about Patrium, and more about Onyx Ravenborn, the actual wizard. She'll be looking up that kind of information. Maybe like lounging by the pool, not going in the pool, but like lounging by the pool.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that would be a process. I would say the information is probably accessible, but trying to be able to decipher it in these ancient texts, it's almost like, even though that you're looking at a book of common, it's almost like reading something that was written 1,000 years ago in English. Even though it's still English, it's still very complicated to be able to kind of decipher and pull out pieces of understanding and commonplace between the language, even though it's the same language. So there's definitely this gap between what you can assess quickly and kind of read through. So you begin the process of doing that. And I'll say it'll take multiple, probably nights. You start reading through some of these books. You actually find some books specifically about Patreon and kind of talking about different sects and different religions and different kind of groupings of political powers and those types of things. You find sections that are talking about that in a few of these books, so you've kind of gathered them. Do an investigation now, and then we'll continue that probably 2 or 3 more times to be able to see what kind of information we can get.
I'll do that real quick, and then I need to slip away.
Yep.
What?
The
that not my
lowest you can
17?
get.
Not my 7.
Yeah,
Oh, that was someone
you
else's
rolled a
die.
That's a
one.
9.
I didn't even see my die.
You rolled a 1, but you rolled a 9.
Yup. That's how she do.
So as you're sitting by the pool,
It's distracting out here.
it is distracting, and as Dante kind of pulls up from the steps out of the hot tub and kind of
What?
does, yeah, I'm taking control. Just go with it.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Would you be poolside? Let me. I'll ask permission. Dante, would you be poolside after dinner?
You were kind of reading my mind, but yeah, he would go. He wants to go train and do some stuff, but yeah, he'd probably end up at the pool at some point.
Yeah, and I would say that after dinner, after a nice little stretch, then you go down there and enjoy the ambiance and the decor and everything, and Dante comes down there and slips out of his robe and starts jumping into the pool, and that is, I would say, that would be distracting for you.
It's like a beautiful train wreck that you just can't quite look away. Like, huh. Okay.
Sure is beautiful.
So yeah, I would say that during your time, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, Dante
yeah,
is-
that'd be something. Yeah, it would be distracting. I tell you what.
Yeah. As Dante is doing laps,
Now that is a train wreck.
yeah, you are distracted by that. And yeah, I do know that you need to head out. So whenever you need to go ahead.
Cool.
I think that wraps it up for us, though. We have a clear path of where we're going next week, so I think that is where we're going to leave it, unless anyone has anything decidedly they want to do before the end of the night.
Oh, nothing important.
Yeah, I could just talk about how naked Dante is again, but there's only so many times you can do
That's
How
that.
just
distracting
gonna plant
it
his
is.
coconut. He's just gonna plant his coconut in the garden. The first of
Cool.
many.
You have to have these coconuts.
All right. So I would say that, yeah, you guys kind of take to your own spaces after, and they still basking in the essence of what this place is and your own individual spaces. You've spent so much time together that having your own spaces and defined quarters is quite enjoyable, and having a place to kind of have your own is enjoyable at this time. So you guys kind of after dinner, kind of do your own thing for a little bit and prepare for the upcoming days. And as you all have a long night's rest, that is what we'll pick up next time. Next session.
Next
Hell
session.
Yeah. So, first, thank you to all of our followers, supporters this week, every week for being here, being a part of the show. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch, but they will not stay there forever. If you want to catch up with any of our previous episodes of our campaign, the link to our YouTube is below. Search Black Dragon RP and look for our big Dragon Eye logo. Last thing before we go, I do want to take a moment to shout out our players in the info box below. You'll see some links. Go check out these wonderful people. Some of them have links to their Twitter accounts, like RPG Theologian, who is Rob, who plays Saoirse, Relentless Hunter, Aaron, who plays Branimir, and some who stream here on Twitch, like Thumpernox, Ryan, who plays Dante, Yumi Sagara, Tony, who plays Camiel, and Brenna, who plays Imi, author and writing cheerleader, right here on Twitch, Bryn Nailed It channel. I'm Brad. I'm known as Monocle Moose on all platforms. Go check all of us out. Please go to the info boxes below. Click the link. Say hi to us there. That wraps up this episode from us. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week. Same time, same Twitch channel. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Enjoy.